The Indiana Fever walked into Game 1 of the playoffs with more questions than answers. 6 players were missing, the bench looked like a medical ward, and the Atlanta Dream were fully loaded. On paper, Indiana wasn't supposed to survive this game, let alone compete. But what fans got wasn't just a playoff battle. It was one of the most controversial, whistle-filled, and emotional showdowns in recent WNBA history. And I've got to ask you right from the start, were the Fever robbed by the refs in this game? Comment your take, because trust me, what we witnessed went way beyond basketball. Let's set the stage. Caitlin Clark, the rookie superstar who's been carrying this team all season, was sidelined with a lingering groin injury. That alone is devastating. But it didn't stop there. Khloe Bibby, out. Sophie Cunningham, out. Coulson and Arie MacDonald, out. And just when Fever fans thought the worst was behind them, boom. Dearest Dantas was ruled out at the last second with a concussion. 6 names, 6 crucial pieces gone. That's not just bad luck. That's almost sabotage from the basketball gods. Any other team might have packed it in mentally right there, but not Indiana. Instead of hanging their heads, every single player, injured or not, showed up in Atlanta. The full 16-player roster was there, sitting on that bench, even if some had to squeeze into the second row in street clothes. That image sent chills. It wasn't just a basketball team, it was a family. Sophie Cunningham, rocking her boot, joked about being part of the training staff now. The players laughed, the cameras caught it, and the message was clear. Win or lose, they were in this together. And then tip-off came. The Dream expected a cakewalk. Vegas had the Fever as heavy underdogs, but right out the gate, Indiana punched first. Kelsey Mitchell lit it up, draining buckets with no fear. Aaliyah Boston, the anchor in the paint, controlled the glass. And suddenly, it was 15-6 Fever. The arena was stunned. The commentators were stunned. The Dream looked like the ones short-handed, not Indiana. But just as the upset started to feel real, something else entered the game: the whistles. Lexi Hull made a perfect defensive stop on Ryan Howard. Textbook positioning. And then, tweet, foul. Head coach Stephanie White immediately challenged. Replay proved her right. Call overturned. Moments later, Boston took a hard elbow to the face under the basket. Fans gasped. Commentators called it obvious, but the refs swallowed the whistle. On the very next play, the slightest contact sent an Atlanta player to the line. White used her second challenge. Again, she was right. Again, call overturned. By halftime, she was out of challenges. And here's the problem. That left the referees unchecked for the rest of the night. And once they had free reign, it got ugly. With every no-call and phantom whistle, Atlanta crept back in. The Fever's rhythm disappeared. Their early confidence turned into frustration. Players were visibly shaking their heads after plays. Caitlin Clark on the bench threw her arms up in disbelief more than once. Fans on social media started buzzing, "What game are these refs watching?" The Dream didn't just play better basketball, they fed off the uneven officiating. And the Fever, already short-handed, had no room for error. By the fourth quarter, everything boiled over. Stephanie White had seen enough. Another missed whistle, another Atlanta shove ignored, and she finally snapped. White let the refs have it, shouting, pointing, demanding accountability. And what was her reward? A technical foul. Imagine that. 6 players down, 2 overturned challenges, her team battling their hearts out, and she gets punished for simply calling out the obvious. Caitlin Clark had to physically step in and calm her coach down, holding her back. And you could feel it in the air. Indiana wasn't just playing against Atlanta. They were playing against the officials, too. So I've got to ask again, were the Fever robbed by the refs? 2 successful challenges, countless no-calls, momentum stolen, and a coach silenced with a technical. Fans don't mind losing when it's fair, but this felt rigged, like the game was ripped right out of Indiana's hands. Drop your thoughts in the comments because honestly, the debate is on fire right now. Was this a tough loss or a robbery on national TV? Now, all eyes turn to Indianapolis. For the first time since 2016, the Fever will host a home playoff game. The injuries are still there. The bench is still thin. But the energy? Completely different. 17,000 fans are ready to pack Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and you can bet every single one of them will be watching the refs as closely as the players. Game 2 isn't just about evening the series. It's about pride. About proving that no matter how many injuries, no matter how many whistles, Indiana won't quit. So, what do you think? Were the Fever robbed by the refs in Game 1? Or was it just bad luck? One thing's for sure. The Fever showed heart. Even with half the roster gone, they came out swinging. And if they bring that same fire in Game 2, we might just be talking about one of the gutsiest playoff runs in recent WNBA history. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because if Indiana pulls off the impossible comeback, it won't just be a win. It'll be redemption.